Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Kitty. I'm just getting everything warmed up. Good morning, Walosi, and good morning, Older. Hello, everybody. I know there's going to be at least somebody that comes in on the East Coast, and it's almost noon for them. Good morning, Morgan, Xavier, and Ken. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and pop on just a moment early. Just a little bit early because it takes a moment for me to get all of the apps running, so it doesn't hurt to, get it running. A picture? No, absolutely not. Joey, I'd be DOA if I had a picture of a drink. Oh, Megan, did you just renew your sub or did it just renew automatically? Megan's subscription, or sorry, membership just renewed over on the YouTube streets. Why did that not show up though? It's odd. It's not odd, it just didn't do it. Okay. It was before I got it going. Oh, still gotta hit this button. Automatic renewal, awesome. Okay, see, I'm never sure how this stuff goes. Let's see. For all intents and purposes, I am on time. Okay, I know all of this stuff, but where do I set my... What is going on? This always does such interesting things. All right, everybody. Interesting. Okay. Hey, Seraphim. Sushi. Mermaids will get me? Okay. I don't know what that was about. What's up, Summer? What you need, baby girl? Which team were you rooting for, Soroski? I assume you're talking about the team playing in Ireland today. I assume that's what you're talking about. Teams, plural. Guys, I barely know anything about football. I'm just here pretending. You know, pretending is great. No, I have no idea where the Titans are playing. So I've got nothing. I have no idea what's going on of that. I know almost nothing about football. I barely know that. See, we tested my knowledge the other day, or literally last night, about football and the teams and their team names. And I did pretty good. Megan, don't start. You're in Canada. Don't start. I don't know, Joey, if they would. I'm being honest. I don't know if they would. Not this Congress. He does have a bunch of loyalists in there. Good morning, Bishop. The meme wasn't doing. I don't know. I can barely see PFPs for one when they're like on the screen. So there's that. How is no one tapping on TikTok right now? It's been 3 minutes and we have 86 likes, guys. Did we tap that screen? I know you have football in Canada, but we're talking about the United States sports teams. Okay, RJ, make that grilled cheese. Feed the kiddos. Feed the kiddos. I am not the biggest fan of TikTok either some days. Walosi. I gotta be honest. Grilled cheese with a hamburger patty with pickles and onions and jalapenos. Oh, that makes sense, Walosi. What did you say, Megan? What did you say about the NFL? What? I don't know. National Football League? National, that's for the United States. Why not add garlic, E? I don't know. Grilled cheese cooked on a radio. I don't know about that one, Joey. We're getting some odd conversations. Thanks, Jim. It's from unfortunately going to bed with wet hair. I don't normally do that. So it gets a little bit wavy. I don't know. It gets a little bit doing things. No. Sorry, Julie. I don't know about you, but I'm specifically only crowdfunded. So fan funded. So anybody that likes me that donates, they are the ones that keep me going. That's it. No one else. It's just the fans. Oh, well, right now, E, we're talking about everything but politics at the moment. I know that's such a concept. It's always a weird concept for people. I do have my own number. It's the one that's on the screen. I wish I got a Soros check. It keeps getting lost in the mail, I hear. Oh, wait. Or maybe it's because Soros isn't funding anything. It's also a concept that DJT doesn't understand. This one? It is an abstract heart with an open infinity sign. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello!
Bro, it's Sunday. Get a life. That was really loud in my ears. What's awkward? Knick-knack. I don't... Do you think... Right? Thanks, Danny. It's so cute. I've had this shirt for a minute. If it's this same guy again, I'm gonna be... Oh, wait. He didn't let it ring all the way through. Just for the moment, E, I was actually going to get on and start talking about stuff. So let's see, 12 hours a day, like 12 hours in a week is not a lot of time in reality to spend on here talking. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 12 hours, not even half a day. There's a cat. Oh, the cat's under the bed. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Safari, this is why you don't get under the bed. Come on over this side. Oh, goodness me. So the cats don't realize, like, the drawers that I have on my storage bed, they lock into place. And so if I forget to accidentally put it back into place, they like to go under the bed. And then I just heard her try to get out. And it's like, yeah, that's your fault. Summer, let go of the sock. The animals are trying for my attention. I'm sorry. Summer, let go of the sock. Stop it. Thank you. This animals. What jersey is that? That's number 55 for Sean Seau. I think I might have got his name wrong. Summer, did you see this dog? I I'm sorry, kitty. I'm sorry, kitty. It does weird stuff. I don't know what's happening. Okay, everything shows fine on my end. Everything shows fine. What is happening? Yeah. What's sad? I don't know what's sad. Uh-huh. Oh, Papi, you're so wrong. I'm so glad you didn't actually read the bill. The 2% decrease is only for 2 years. But hey, glad to know you are piggybacking off of something. Yeah, the animals are very, very nice. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hey,
Yes, I am.
Melanie.
This is
Awesome.
David. I just want to know, how do you support a racist?
I don't support
I
him.
mean, what do you mean you don't support him?
This is the MAGA support hotline is for me to talk to MAGA supporters and try to break through their cultish mentality.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they sure need that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should read the description on the video.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I just saw
Yeah.
MAGA, and so I was like, how could she support that? And so
No, I don't.
that's good. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no
Good
problem,
job.
man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye. Yes, guys. The hotline is for Trump supporters to call in. It's not for me to tell people to support Trump. I just want to talk to Trump supporters. It ain't me. So I got a whole, I got pages of conversations with people talking about why they support Trump. And it just, you know, it don't do well for them. It don't do well for them. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 28.
You're 28. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I'm on the fence.
You're on the fence. Okay. So, what has you questioning your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
You know, it's a combination of I want to support, but I don't see enough good coming out of it.
Okay. So, what would you want to see come out of it?
I don't know, unity really. But I guess the real reason I'm calling in is I pulled up this this YouTube streamer, whatever her name is. I guess this is what the number is calling in for. And the very first person that answered, she said hello or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, well, why do you support Trump and MAGA and all that?" Like immediately attacks her just because of her affiliation, quote unquote, affiliation that he perceived was a Trump supporter. That's what I don't like about the non-Trump supporters, is they are immediately attacking anybody who has anything to do with him. So I don't really feel anything for the anti-Trumpers. But I'm not a blowhard for Trump either. I mean, he does some good things here and there, but he's not like the best president in history.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so on the fence.
Well, I feel like I feel like anybody has the right to ask an individual why are they supporting a racist. And we know it's a well documented fact that Donald Trump is in fact a racist. So I don't feel any kind of negativity about the question that was being asked towards me. It is what it is. It offends some
I
people,
don't
but
agree with that. I don't agree with that though.
Donald Trump in 1973 and his father were sued for housing discrimination, and he had to not only pay fines but also had to put up billboards promoting their housing in low income and disadvantaged neighborhoods within their city. right?
Yeah,
Donald
so he
Trump put
did
out
that,
a
right?
news ads about the Central Park Five, calling for them to get the death penalty, right? And they not a single one of the Central Park Five is white, right? I think
Oh,
one was
that's just
Hispanic, and
coincidental.
3 of them were black, and the other one might have also been Hispanic. I can't remember one. It's not just coincidental, sir. It's the fact that he did it. They were exonerated, and even though they were exonerated, when he's still asked about it afterwards, and I mean, like, in this last campaign, literally 2024 campaign, he still says, no, I still believe they did it, even though they were exonerated, and the person who committed the crime is actually all serving time in jail. They were legally exonerated, and he's still continuing to say, I support my ad. He didn't write a retraction after they were exonerated, right? He like there's a bunch of stuff, like they're suing him because of the stuff that he said on the campaign trail. And even though one of the Central Park Five went up to him at one of his rallies and tried to talk to him about it, he's still like, nah, you still did it. Like, he won't back down on the fact that this is what he did. He said that immigrants are stealing black jobs in front of the NABJ.
Well, they are.
The nat-
They're stealing white jobs too. It doesn't. The race
What's
doesn't
a black
matter.
job?
The fact is that they
What's a
are
black job?
stealing jobs.
What is a
A
black
job
job?
a job that could be given to a black person,
Like what?
like any other job that can be given to any other person.
Like what?
It's not about it. It's
Tell
hold
me
on,
tell
let
me
me
a job.
clarify before you get uppity.
No, I'm not uppity, sir.
trying to
I'm just
say-
telling you. I'm asking you to
Okay,
tell
well,
me
let me
a
answer.
black job.
Let me answer. Okay, let me answer. Give me 10 seconds of silence. A black job and a white job, there is no distinction. The only distinction is if the black person or the white person or the Asian person is doing the job. The job that could be done by the average black American can also be done by the average illegal person. That still takes away a job. It doesn't matter if it's done by a white person, black person, Hispanic person,
So why
Asian
did
person.
Donald Trump make a point to say they're stealing black jobs in front of the National Association of Black Journalists?
I will tell you exactly why. Because that is the interests of the black journalists. They do not care about white people issues. They care about black people issues. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's
Okay,
nothing
let's
wrong
try
with
this then.
being concerned in
Did
one.
Kamala Harris just turn black?
No, I want you to
Did
refute
Kamala
what I just
Harris?
said. I want you to refute what I just said.
Oh,
Argue that point. Argue that I'm wrong.
You didn't make a point.
My point is that the black community cares about black jobs. To get someone emotional about something that is genuinely important, you point out the most important factor in the problem, which is that they are taking away the black jobs from the people that could be working those jobs. Those jobs
So
be
can
done
you
by
tell me
white
what a
people,
black
black
job
people,
is?
Asian people.
Yeah.
It's the same job any other person can do. Just because the word black is in there doesn't mean it's offensive. This is why I don't vibe with the Biden folks, because you guys always go to race.
I'm not a
some
Biden
sort of social
folks.
issue.
No,
Whatever.
sir. You see,
Anti-Trumper.
so no,
Anti-Trumper.
let me be clear. The only reason why I even
ahead.
brought this up is because you were complaining about the first caller who made a broad-based assumption that I was obviously a Trump supporter, right? And asked about why I would
Yes.
support a racist. That's the only reason I brought up race. This isn't me bringing up race to you or anyone else. Somebody else brought it up. It hurt your feelings, so you brought it up to me. And so then I'm asking you questions, pointing out Donald Trump's racism because you deny the fact that he's racist. Okay, so how about the fact, why don't you explain to me how Kamala Harris just turned black, which is something Donald Trump also said in front of the National Association of Black Journalists. Did Kamala Harris just turn black?
She's Indian. She's Indian.
Do you maybe you don't, maybe you've never heard of this word. Okay, well, Donald Trump said she just turned black, and you're kind of like pivoting the same talking points of she's Indian, she's Indian. No, she's, just so you're aware, she's East Asian and black.
Okay, you're right.
If we're talking about race, that's what it is. She's East Asian and black. And Indian is an ethnicity.
You're right. I agree that is an important point to make.
Yeah.
Either way,
So let's try
you
this
can
again.
become.
Let's try this again.
I would
How did she
say-
just
I
turn
would say
black?
that you're taking it too literally. I think you're taking it too literally.
No,
She
he
didn't
was
just
asked about
become
it.
black
No,
overnight.
sorry. He was asked about it at the NABJ,
Well,
and I can tell you didn't watch
so
that
what did he
interview.
say?
I watched the full
So what did he
40.
say?
I watched the full
So what did
32
he
minutes
say?
of it. I'm telling
What
you,
was
right?
the answer to the
He
question?
just said, well, he just was like, I just knew she was Indian, and then all of a sudden in this election, now she's talking about being black. I
Because
didn't.
that's
She's
what
never
happened.
been black before. How is she black
She
now?
coded.
That's what he said,
She coded.
right?
No.
No.
She's
Can I
always
help you out
been
here? I'm gonna
black.
help you out here. Okay. Let's
No, you're just
no, I'm
helping
going
yourself.
to
You're not
help you out
listening.
here. I actually, because I know the answer, so I'm gonna help you out here. I'm gonna help you
Am
out
I
here.
allowed to repeat
So
what you're
what
saying?
happened is when she was elected to the Senate position,
Yeah.
representing
Okay.
California. Okay. There were articles put out about her because she was the first East Asian American woman to be elected into a position of senator throughout the entirety of history. Okay. But even when she was campaigning to become that senator, and she was doing interviews with CNN, NBC, all of the left-wing news sources or whatever, they posted 2 articles, one on one day and then one the next day. You can look it up. CNN, they're just talking about what's it like to be Asian, East Asian in America, and then literally the next day they posted one. What was it like being a black woman in America? She went to a historically black college in HBCU, Brown University. Right? She is black. She has always been black. She has always owned her blackness. And individuals such as yourself and Donald Trump don't get to determine that she's not black enough for them when you guys are apparently, at least he's white. I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. I don't care what you are. But I don't think, no, Donald Trump is the one that made that. Donald Trump is the one that was making those claims that she just turned black because she had never talked about it before, because he's never listened to her talk before. So that's actually what it is. That's why we know that he doesn't know anything about it, because she's always been black. It was just heavily publicized that she was the first East Asian American woman to be elected and placed into the Senate.
Okay, that was a ton of words. That was a lot of just throwing things out.
Oh, and you haven't done that to me?
No, I haven't. I think
you did actually.
about my points.
You did. You're like, I need like 10 seconds of silence. So, and then you went over your 10 seconds. But I still want you to like give a specific example of a specific black job that undocumented immigrants, or aka illegal immigrants, are taking. I'm waiting.
You're asking me to clarify a point that I don't even agree with.
Oh, I'm not asking you to clarify a point. I'm bringing up these points to prove that Donald Trump is in fact a racist, and you're just seeming that in order of just instead of just accepting that Donald Trump is in fact a racist and has displayed extremely overt racist behaviors, you want to pretzel yourself into defending a man that you have never met, will never meet in your lifetime, and who doesn't care about. I'm not calling you racist. I'm talking specifically about Donald Trump's racism. And you're up here defending him instead of just being like, yeah, he's racist. I wasn't asking you to defend yourself. I'm not asking you to defend Donald Trump. You are choosing to defend Donald Trump.
What's the point of the show?
You are choosing to defend Donald Trump. No one else is making you do it.
Can I get 2 words in?
Oh my goodness. You could have already done it if you had been done crying.
I am. I just shut the fuck up, for real. I agree. Let's just say I agree for the sake of the conversation.
Let's just say I agree for the sake of the conversation, so you don't agree. Got it.
Let's just say yes. Let's say wholeheartedly, without a question, I agree that he's racist.
Oh, no. So when you're proposing this hypothetical, then you're already failed. Let's just say I agree with you. You've already failed.
Why are you?
Because you don't agree. This hypothetical is showing that you don't agree.
Let's say I agree, and then what's the next thing that you're going to say?
Cool. Tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has said since he's been inaugurated into office. Sorry, RJ, he didn't. Sorry, RJ, he can't do it.
Here's one. Here's actually one. He said he was going to release the Epstein files, is what I heard.
No, actually, I don't think you understand. Can you repeat the question that I asked you?
3 lies that he said?
No, I was very specific. 3 lies that he's told since.
Oh, here, hold on. Let me pull out my list of promises that he's made in the past couple of months. 1 second.
Yeah, since he's
Let's
been
see.
inaugurated into
One,
office.
two,
He only
three,
talked about the
four.
Epstein files like one time on the campaign trail, and that wasn't really a promise.
That's a
So I
pretty
love that
important one.
people bring that
Do
one
you not
up,
think that
but
that's an
it's
important
not.
one?
Oh, no, I talked about lies that he said since he's been in office, inaugurated into office. Maybe I need help. Maybe you need help in a reminder of when he was inaugurated, January 20th, 2025.
Uh-huh. Now, this is very productive. I think my decision has been made. I think I am a MAGA supporter.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm so
sorry.
sorry. I actually tried
Okay.
to have like a real open conversation. I wanted to
Oh,
be
wait, I'm
shown
sorry,
something.
because I asked you to tell me 3 lies. Now you're like, "Oh no, I'm
Well,
going
I
to
told
be
you one, and
upset, and now
and
I'm
then you
definitely
immediately
going to be a
bombarded me
MAGA
with
supporter."
no, because of
Sorry,
how
no,
you're
I
acting.
asked you, you came up
You are
here.
not
You
conducting
came
yourself
up
in a way
here.
that anyone would find interesting or
Okay.
genuine.
I just want to
It's
remind
horrible that
everybody that
people like
you
you
came up
are
here.
like
You
out there
chose to make the
acting
phone
like they
call.
are
You chose
the
to pick up the
pinnacle.
phone, make a phone call to me. And the first thing that you did was complain about the very first caller calling Donald Trump a racist. So that brought up
No,
the
what I
race
did was
conversation that
explain that I'm on
apparently
the
is now
fence
hurt
and
your
tell you that I'm
feelings.
not
And
impressed
instead of
with people who
you
immediately
said
hate
this
Donald
yourself
Trump.
that you claim that I was attacking you when all I
Get
was
removed from
doing was
followers right
asking
now.
you about the statements that Donald Trump had said, right? And instead of being able to just be like, you know what, that
Oh,
sounds like a
look.
racist thing to say, you're
Why?
like, let me
I'm actually
defend this
taking the
man to
live.
hell
This
and
is
high
great.
water, and then make it a personal affront towards me that you're asking me questions about Donald Trump's disgusting behavior and racist behavior. Like and now you're
Yo,
up here
guys,
crying that I've
type F in the chat if
reaffirmed
it's
your
going
belief in the
wrong.
MAGA movement
Type F
because
in the
your
chat if he's wrong.
feelings were hurt because you take on his personality so much that somebody speaks negatively about Donald Trump to the point that you're like, oh my God, I'm up here defending him. And she kind of hurt my feelings because I thought she was asking me these questions and accusing me of being racist when I did no such thing. I've never once said that you were racist. I only made the claim that Donald Trump was in fact a
The
racist.
girl's been
And
talking for
because
like 3 minutes straight and hasn't said
you didn't
anything.
agree with the fact that Donald Trump is in fact a racist, you're like, let me defend his honor. I must defend Donald Trump's honor. So
He's not
now
even
I've
being
upset
honest
you and
about
I've
what I
hurt
was
your
saying.
feelings to the point where I agreed with you. Let's get off that point. So then I asked you about 3 lies, and then I made a very specific question with it, right? And because you failed to think of 3 lies that he's told since he's been inaugurated into office, which all you have to say is I don't know, and I could have given you some lies that we then could have talked about and then watched you pretzel yourself on those too. But instead of that,
But
you're like, you know what?
instead of that, you
You've
talked
made
for the
it
last
you've
3
made it
minutes about
obvious.
nothing.
You've made it obvious that I am in fact a Trump supporter now because you hurt my little face.
No, you've made it obvious because you don't conduct yourself in a way that is honorable nor thoughtful.
Sir, I asked you
You
very
just spoke for
pointed
the last 3 or
questions.
4 minutes. But
Right, I
you've
was just
spoken to
reiterating
yourself and
how
to your
I'm
7
sorry. I
audience
was just
members about
reiterating
nothing.
the mentality of someone like yourself that
The
for why you
mentality. How do you
arrived
know
where you
my
were.
mentality? You're speaking for me. You're
Because
speaking
I
for me.
explained how
Let
we
me
arrived
speak.
where we were
You
at in
don't
this
want to
conversation.
let the opposition speak.
Sir,
This is
you
how
could
people like
have
you
already
conduct
spoken
yourself.
like so many times and just given me
I could
3
have. You're
lies
right. I
that
could
Donald
have.
Trump has
It doesn't
told
have to be
since
what
he
I'm
was
doing now, where I'm having
inaugurated
to
into
yell over
office.
top of
But
you.
instead of actually telling me
Oh my
3
God.
lies since Donald Trump was inaugurated into office, you're like, you know what? You're right. I am a MAGA supporter because I can't think of 3 lies. And instead of just saying, hey, honestly, I can't think of 3 lies, which is why I have this book of like things that I write down from conversations that I have with people because I take notes. I don't know about anybody else, but I actually take notes on when I'm talking to people. I even already like wrote down like what you said when you're like, I just don't see enough good. And instead of continuing on that point, you talked about the very first caller. But instead of just being like, I can't think of 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been in office and
That wasn't the
allowing us to
case.
move into the conversation and me actually
I'm going to
bringing
let
up
you finish
other
because I almost
lies,
did.
then you just decided to start crying.
I haven't cried once. And in fact, I did give you a lie. And instead of taking that lie and giving me some sort of conversation about it, you immediately jumped on me about,
Oh,
oh, well,
because it was
that's not
incorrect.
like a
Since
real
Donald
lie.
Trump,
That's not
no,
like the
that's not what
right
I
kind of
said
lie.
either.
That's not the one
That's
I want to
no,
talk
not what
about.
I said
That's not
either.
like the one that I
Nope,
want to say.
literally not what I said either. So let me just remind you, when I asked you about giving me
She just
3 lies,
loves reminding. She loves talking about what art.
I'm just going to go ahead and just like remind everybody while you're just crashing out a little bit. So I had asked specifically to this caller, I'd asked him very specifically. I said, hey, tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been inaugurated into office. And since January 20th of 2025, not once has Donald Trump mentioned releasing the Epstein files. So when you made a claim and saying, well, he didn't release the Epstein file, he never promised it since he's been in office. He even, when he was asked about it on national television, what he said was, the Epstein files, not so much, because a lot of people could be hurt. I hope that helps.
Like everything he said over the past 30 seconds to a minute because it's just been gibberish.
Oh, yeah, just because you don't understand words, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
No, Jesus. Why are you people like this?
Why are
I
you people?
really
Wow,
did.
that's
Yeah,
not a
the
good.
people like you. Oh my God, you people. Here comes, I'm offended. Oh, she said you people as if I'm talking about like a race or a culture or something. I'm talking about you. The people like you who just yell and
Who are
scream, who
people like
decide that,
me?
oh, I'm not going to let anyone else talk. I'm not going to let anyone else talk because they might say something that offends what I think. That's what you're doing right now.
Thank you, Sherm, for the galaxy.
I'm reading all of these
Okay.
comments that are happening in
Oh,
your
do
video.
you want to
People
go
saying,
back
"Let him
to the
talk."
comments?
They're saying,
Oh,
"She's
wait, you
so
want to
annoying. Let
interact
him
with the
talk."
comments? Okay, have fun. We did, Aslan. I just want to be clear, guys. He called in and wanted to complain about the very first caller that asked me why I was supporting a racist, aka Donald Trump. Okay? He is the one that brought up race because he was upset that that's what the first caller called in about. Okay? And so then, instead of just acknowledging that Donald Trump has in fact shown racist tendencies, has been racist throughout his entire lifetime. I went all the way back to 1973, all the way up to 2024. Got you, Xennial. Let me pull this up. And he, instead of that, he assumed that I was attacking him personally, which was not the point. I never said he was racist personally. Thank you, Paul, for the 5 over on the Blue app. Paul said, outstanding work. Keep up the great work. Okay. All right. Xennial, just for Xennial, my friend, said, go Chiefs. Lala, check Discord. There we guys go. What are we failing to see humor in? What did I miss, Bishop? What did I miss, Bishop? A Sunday. I am unsure. I'll have to look at those later. But I just, listen. And then towards the end of it, he decided to cry because I asked him to tell 3 lies. And he's just like, you know what? I am definitely a Trump supporter. Like, okay, good for you. I'm not trying to change anybody as well. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 35.
35. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I voted for him. There's policies that he's come out with that I agree with. There's some that I don't. I'm not a Republican. I'm a libertarian.
Okay, let's try this question again. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Mostly.
Mostly, okay. So, what has occurred since Donald Trump's been inaugurated into office that has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
Well, I definitely don't like how um, I definitely don't like the overwhelming support in Israel. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
more of a none of our business kind of situation. But that being said, I don't believe that Americans should be supporting Hamas.
Okay, I would not look at anybody kindly that's like I support a terrorist organization like Hamas.
That's a reasonable take.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's detracting me. But my support comes a lot from correcting a lot of the internal issues we're facing in the country. For example, I'm a truck driver. One of the major issues that have been plaguing trucking is all the accidents that has been coming over from undocumented migrants illegally obtaining CDLs.
Mm.
We had a case in Florida
That
not too
wasn't
long ago.
illegally obtained, though. I'm not disagreeing with you for the fact that the gentleman did in fact do an illegal U-turn, and it did cause the loss of life, and that's absolutely deplorable. And I hope that he gets sentenced, faces his time in prison, and then gets sent back to his country. Totally, I agree with you, but it wasn't illegally obtained. He was here on a visa. He was documented, and then he had a driver's license, completed the courses, and had a CDL issued from California. There is a lot of misinformation regarding that incident, but that is the truth of the matter, and it's quite easily findable. And as
So,
far as that, like, do I think that illegal immigrants should get CDL licenses? Absolutely not. I think only documented immigrants or American citizens should be able to obtain one. That's just kind of how it is. Which, again, like that one incident, he was in fact a documented immigrant.
so here's the thing about the CDL license. Those
Oh,
CDL
and let's be
licenses are
very clear, like American CDL drivers are still going to be the ones that cause the most accidents in the United States of America as compared to illegal immigrants and
that's
your claim.
okay. That's
Oh yeah, and the guy
besides.
had been here. Yeah. Illegals can't get CDL licenses. They would have to steal it. Hey Don.
Then explain to me why the head of the FMCSA did an entire press report yesterday talking about how California is skirting the federal policy rules and they're issuing these licenses illegally according to the federal guidelines.
Um what federal guidelines?
The FMCSA is the safety department under the Secretary of Transportation. Their job is to
No,
provide the
I would
rule
like
set.
you to give me the law in specific. So like at least this one gives me this over California's worker classification. Dun, 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 dun,
Give me a
dun,
second.
dun,
Let me
dun.
pull it up for you. Let's see.
Oh, you're just talking about somebody that Donald Trump appointed. Got it. Is saying this. Okay. Not a nonpartisan individual.
No, that's immaterial to the discussion.
No, it's quite material to the discussion. Thank you, Don, for the gem gun. Let's see. AB 5 is a law in California that governs independent contractor status and was approved by the state legislature and signed by Gavin Newsom in 2019, taking effect January 1st, 2020. In April 2024, the California Trucker Association and the Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association appealed the March 15th decision of Judge Benitez of the U.S. District Court, who rejected their latest attempt to block the imposition of California Independent Contractor Law AB 5, citing various complexities and controversies surrounding the law. So it's been constantly and sufficiently upheld multiple times in the courts in California, including even up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. They're still upholding it. As the law stands today, if a company hires a driver, that driver would typically be considered an employee rather than an independent contractor because driving is central to the company's business. The bottom line is that an independent truck driver whose activities are centered around trucks or deliveries may very well find themselves in conflict with the law. Okay. So there's nothing illegal about or unconstitutional about the law as it's been in place. So that's why I said it's actually very important that we don't just base it off of someone that is a partisan individual placed in a place, because then we have people like, gosh, who was put in place at the FCC? What's his name again? Who contradicted himself? Yeah, Carr. He contradicted himself years ago, where he said that no broadcast center should be pulled back just because that he actually spoke specifically about comedy. That comedy comedians going after politicians has been a thing for decades, and it should never be infringed upon as part of free speech. And then he got all butthurt about Jimmy Kimmel, and yeah, Jimmy Kimmel said some things he definitely should not have said. 100%, right? Not defending Jimmy Kimmel, but then he contradicted himself now in the year 2025, crying about Jimmy Kimmel and threatening to pull licenses, which is again partisan.
All right. So going back to the trucking regulations,
the law that is completely legal has been determined by multiple district courts and even up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal in California. Got it. I'm going to go with the judge's decisions that have determined the law to be constitutional and legal.
So here's what I'm saying.
I'm going to go with the court decisions and the judges that have determined that AB 5, the law that you're referencing, because that is the law that they reference in their press release, is in fact constitutional and legal per the laws that are in place, per the Constitution, per the state constitution, meaning that there is nothing wrong. Fantastic. I'm glad that we can come through to that. Again, judges have already made this determination, and I'm going to go with the judges. Perhaps you should look it up more instead of just relying on a press release. Next topic. What else has you questioning your support in Trump?
Yeah, we can talk about whatever you'd like.
Oh, no, but see, I'm asking you, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump?
Well, I said I don't like us funding Israel. That's it.
Okay, but that's an interesting take, because Donald Trump has never been quiet about how much he supports Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. Like, just if you look at he put sanctions on prosecutors and judges of the ICC just because they were investigating Bibi Netanyahu for genocide in Gaza.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think we should be involved. I don't believe it is an American problem. It's a Middle East problem. It's Israel's problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that Israel is currently committing a genocide. I don't think that we've risen to that level.
Are you someone that has studied genocide?
Yes.
Oh, you have? So what's your degree in?
I don't have a degree.
You don't have a degree. So you're not a scholar that studies this for a living?
No, it's not my profession.
It's not your profession. It's your hobby. Oh, just your hobby. So you're not a scholar. Interesting how there's at least 5 Jewish scholars, mind you, that are absolutely calling this a genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
So it's very interesting. So because I should definitely believe you as a hobbyist who looks at genocide. Just believe you over experts who are like scholars, experts in their field of study that look at these things and have determined that it meets 4 out of the 5 criterias of genocide, but I should just believe you because you do it as a hobby.
I do not believe that it's risen to the level of genocide.
Based off of what standard? What metric does it miss?
All right, let's pull up so I can be accurate, since you like to appeal to authority.
It's not an appeal to authority to state that scholars and experts in their field.
Absolutely an appeal
No,
to
so
authority
I
to
don't think you
disregard
understand.
my beliefs based off of someone with a degree, since I don't have one. That is the classic definition of
No,
appeal
an
to
appeal to
authority.
authority would be me saying that I know better than you because of XYZ, because I haven't said I know better than you because of XYZ, and I am just
did not.
reiterating what someone else
That is
has
not
said.
the
That is
assertion
not
I
an
made.
appeal to authority. This is not a logical fallacy. You are the one backing yourself into a logical fallacy or a corner, I guess, in this case, but that's not what this is. So it's based off of your personal beliefs, based off of a hobby, something that you just kind of look at on the side, right? I do this as a hobby, okay? I am not an expert in any field whatsoever when it comes to politics. This is my hobby, but I am well researched and I never make a claim that I am the end all be all. I tell everybody to look things up. I'm so sorry that when we look at things and I'm telling you that people disagree with you, 5 Jewish scholars, in fact, disagree with you, that you still think that somehow you have a position of authority because you're the one that says, well, I disagree with them because this is
I'm
something
allowed to
I do
make
in a
whatever
hobby.
claim I'd
You're the
like based on
one
my
that is
personal
making the
beliefs.
appeal to authority.
I said no. I'm making a claim based on my
Yeah.
personal beliefs. I am not
Sure.
stating that I am an authority on anything.
Yeah.
I am an admitted hobbyist.
Yeah.
My focus is the Holodomor. So, if we take a quick look on the the Holocaust Memorial website, there are 10 stages listed for a
There's
for a
only
genocide.
5 criterias per the ICC and the Geneva Conventions that are required to be that, and just one of them has to be met in order for it to be considered a genocide. There's not 10 when it comes to the Geneva Convention. There's
What are
5,
the
and
four
those
following?
5 have been met, or at least 4 or 5. Let's see. Let me pull this back up because that's all. I got to be honest that I don't have all that memorized, but I just remember what I had heard. Cool. The 1948 UN Genocide Convention. Sorry, I said it wrong, but it's still considered under the Geneva Conventions as well. Killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about physical destruction, imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, and forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. And they've met 4 of those. So they have, in fact, done things to try to prevent births within the group of Gaza and Palestine. That's part of why they've been sequestered out of the area, right? They have killed members of the group even prior to October 7th, 2023, without exact provocation. They have caused serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. Specifically, we have it where the IDF has shot individuals standing in line waiting for food. They made a serious attempt to actually shoot off the genitalia of young boys that were waiting in line. They aimed for them, right? We have stories of doctors where they're reporting on the messes that they've had to fix of individuals coming into their hospitals, and that's also one of them where we have stories of at least 7 boys, young teenage boys, who had their male members, shot off by the IDF forces, I guess playing target practice. So that's causing serious bodily harm to members of the group. It also deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life, right? Brought to back to bring physical destruction. They are causing starvation in there. They are denying aid to be sent into Gaza. They are blocking groups that are wanting to bring in aid from going into Gaza because they control the in and outs of Gaza Strip. They meet 4 out of 5 of all the just one is required to be considered a genocide out of the 1948 UN Genocide Convention.
All right, so let's take these points one at a time then.
No, I'm good.
Because
I don't talk to genocide deniers. Sorry. Thank you, Paul, for the 5. This is way too advanced for the caller. He should tune into Blue's Clues and get a clue. Blues Clues, Blues. I don't remember how that goes. Holy shit, that was good. That was good, Paul. Thank you, Omar, for the $1.99. I appreciate you. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? No, I haven't missed anything else. Guys, the best way to support me is to on TikTok send gifts. Everywhere else we've got the donation links. Sorry. I mean on TikTok it's just this. Hold on, TikTok. Everywhere else we have super chats, become a member, become a subscriber over on Twitch. And you can send bits on Twitch. If you send up anything, these things will come up on my screen when I am done. Like it'll be after the phone call, but I will put it up on the screen just like this. What's hilarious? Yeah, TikTok is an interesting app right now. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you get closer to your microphone?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. And
Can you
how
hear me
old
now?
are you?
Hello, can you hear me better now?
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Slightly, but I've been on the fence as of recent.
Okay. And what has you today questioning your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
I would say his support for Israel, the Epstein stuff is very suspicious these days, and I'm very pro borders, pro get illegal immigrants out of here, but the some of the stuff with the ICE is kind of disturbing a little bit to see.
Okay. And where do you want to start?
I've literally just came across this YouTube channel. I didn't know what it was much about really, except for maybe like the last 2 guys probably. Uh, yeah, I mean that's the only thing that had me question him. I still do support him generally because out of all the candidates, well, we only had 2, but out of the candidates that we did have, I thought that he was probably the better choice.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
okay. Well, see, I always find it interesting that anybody would bring up like the election when we're we're almost a year past the election, almost a full like 11 months past the election. But people are like,
It's been
well,
quite
it's
a
still
bit.
the better options out of the 2 candidates. Well, I'm not asking you about why you voted. I'm asking about why you still actively would support somebody. And considering 8 months into his presidency, he's kind of done like jack all of nothing and hasn't done anything to help the American people or anything like that. In fact, he's just kind of been just done everything to hurt instead of help. And so it's pointless. Like you know what you do if you don't think that you if you're like, well, if I don't support him, who do I support? Do what I do. I don't support any political candidate because there isn't a political candidate right now. I can support the office of the president, but I can still be critical of the person that holds that office. And I don't have to
Of
support
course.
him or the shit that he's doing.
I mean, some of the stuff he's doing is pretty good. I mean, it's like, some people might not like it, of course, but some of it is good. I mean, for one, labeling cartels a terrorist organization, I don't know why we haven't done that way longer ago.
Oh yeah, probably because doing that, the only thing that would technically give us the ability to do is invade a sovereign country to go after the cartels, which Mexico has been very clear in saying that if you try to come into our country to go after our cartels without our direct consent, send any military member and it will be war.
Well, of course, and nobody wants war, of course. I mean, he's supposed to be the no
Are
war president. But at the end of
Yeah,
the
yeah. No
day,
war president changes the Department of War, the Department of Defense to the War Department. Yeah, renames it. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Bombs
pretty Orwellian.
bombs
But at the
3 boats off of Venezuela with no proof that any single one of them was any kind of cartel member selling drugs, and could in fact have killed, if they were in fact like bad people and were engaging in human trafficking, he probably ended up killing at least one person that was an innocent individual that was being trafficked by them.
well, from what I understand, the claim of the White House, because like you said, we don't have proof, but they
Yeah, he
were
refuses
supposedly
to give
drug
proof
smugglers. So the only thing that would have gotten blown up would have been a bunch of drug smugglers and cocaine.
based
But
off of what he
in
says,
terms of
but
the but in terms of the whole like going to war with Mexico thing, there needs to be a solution
really quick
because
on the portrait
cartels,
stream, I'm
they're
gonna hit
devastating.
a
I mean,
quick
whether
restart.
you I'm
Guys,
not
come
TikTok
back
person,
or
but whether
go
you
over
go on
to the
TikTok
landscape.
or one of these weird websites where you see the things they do, you could go to certain states in America and you could witness the effect that the drugs that they're importing all hold